All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Mike. Once again, I'm Mike, and it's Monday. And I got a few things to talk about here on this Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. I know it was cold. We had an exciting weekend at our house. We have my oldest girls turned 16. And so we had a sweet 16 birthday party. So we had a house filled with teenagers, and um, you should have seen the decorations. I mean, it looked like a wedding. It really was very beautiful. I helped. I helped to carry some heavy stuff and put some things together, but it was my wife and my sister-in-law that and my daughters that came up with this. Oh my gosh, you should have seen it. Just the whole table and everything, and the place settings and the candles and all this stuff. It was really nice. So on today's edition of Mondays with Mike, let me tell you what I have going on. So this is the agenda, if you will, for the day today. First, we're talking about a messy Monday, very messy Monday. We're also going to talk about the longer view of, how things are shaping up here in the Houston area for, weather-wise. I want to tell you about a Netflix show that's messing with my head right now, has me kind of spooked. And finally, and this is the most important thing I want to talk about, and that is Taylor Swift and the saga of trying to get these tickets to the Taylor Swift shows here in Houston. So first things first, look, we're not in wintertime yet in Houston, but we're getting into that pattern. So we were actually just a week ago, we were in the middle 80s, here in Houston. And so we had a strong front come in, and we had some 30s actually over this past weekend. And now today, if you're watching this, live here at 12:30, get ready for it. It looks like it's going to be rainy, stormy, probably stuck in the 50s all day long, some 60s, but mostly 50s. It's just going to be pretty nasty out there all day long. So, really anything after school, after work, unless it's indoors, is going to be pretty much toast. There is a chance it might start to move out, by around 7 o'clock or so, maybe 6. But by then, everything's going to be wet and muddy and just really, really pretty gross out there. So the main threats from this today are maybe 2 to 3 inches of rain possible in a couple of spots, especially Galveston and Brazoria County. Can't rule out some of that around Harris County as well, but it's more likely to the south. And there's also a slight chance for a couple of severe storms. So maybe a little bit of hail out of 1 or 2 of the storms. And it's not impossible that we would see a brief tornado near the coastline, but we're talking about minuscule chances, about 2% chance on that one. So that is what we have going on here as far as what I'm looking at in the Weather Center today. We have a big graphics upgrade. It might take a couple of weeks for us to roll out, but we're getting trained on it tomorrow through Thursday. So there's a lot, man, talk about a busy week. It's like it's a good thing that the weather is calming down after today, because all of us in the weather, including myself, just have a lot to do this week. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. All right. As far as what is next on the agenda, okay, Netflix. Oh my gosh. Let me pull up this show. The show, which maybe you've seen, is called The Watcher. Okay, The Watcher. And it is a Netflix show. And so here we go, The Watcher. It is one of these psychological thrillers and stuff. And I usually don't like those because I find them, I don't know about you, but I find them to be sort of frustrating to watch because, it's always like, what's happening and they don't know what's happening. And it's just kind of annoying, but this show isn't that way. This show is one of those where, like, even as a viewer, you don't know what's happening. There's a faceless villain who is tormenting this family. And, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but you don't really know who it is. And I'm now like 6 episodes deep into it, and I don't even really know who it is either. because every suspect that comes up, just I don't know. But it kind of starts to mess with you a little bit. I don't know. Maybe you have to have a certain way of thinking like I do, maybe overanalyzing things. But I just find myself kind of looking over my shoulder now. Somebody watching me? Is it I don't know. I mean, the show's called The Watcher, and apparently it's based on a true story also. And my daughters, one of their friends, this is one of those urban legend things. One of their friends knows, I forgot, it was her uncle or somebody lived on the street where the Watcher house, is like in real life. And so she, a friend of a friend told told them this, that, and the other about what really happened in the house. And anyway, the bottom line is the show is very, very good. It is not for kids at all. Although I'll tell you, my teenagers have watched it, but they're 16. It's probably okay for 16-year-olds. I wouldn't want to watch it with them because there are a couple scenes where it's like, I don't want to see that. But overall, I think anywhere from teenage onward, it's pretty good if you like kind of scary movies and suspenseful and mystery kind of things. It's really very good. But I have to be honest with you, like it's really messing with me. I almost to the point where I wasn't going to keep watching it. Like I think I got to episode 5, and I said I might stop watching this because it's just starting to affect my life. So. Anyway, that's The Watcher on Netflix. If you really want to mess with your head, go ahead and watch The Watcher. Okay, so the main thing on the agenda that I wanted to talk about here is Taylor Swift. Oh man, this is the biggest thing ever. So Taylor, as you might know, is a huge superstar. She's really for today's generation, especially girls, most some guys, they're kind of like our version. Let's see, when I was 16, they're like our version of maybe no, they're just bigger than Guns N' Roses were. Maybe when Nirvana first came out. No, she's bigger than all of them. She's bigger than Bon Jovi and Def Leppard and sort of all of my 80s bands. I mean, she's as big as like Led Zeppelin and stuff were in the 70s, which is really huge. And to prove that, she's coming to Houston. And so the pressure is on, me, Dad, and my wife to get Taylor Swift tickets. They actually go on sale. And I'll talk about that here in a second. They go on sale tomorrow, the 15th. There was originally one show planned for NRG Stadium. And if you're watching us from a place where you're not in Houston, NRG is our big football stadium. And for football games, it holds, I think, roughly 70,000 people. Maybe it's 68,000. It's a lot of people. And so she had one show planned there for NRG Stadium. There was so much demand, they've now expanded it to 3 shows at NRG Stadium. And that's in addition to these other shows that she's doing. I mean, she's doing up in Arlington, Texas. She's got 3 shows at AT&T Stadium, which is where the Cowboys play. She's got Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, 3 shows, where the Buccaneers play. She's doing 3 shows in Houston. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So the bottom line is that it's going to be very expensive. But the trick is I don't want to buy tickets from the resale market. I want to just get actual tickets. I don't want to pay these, scalpers or resale people on StubHub because I actually have this open StubHub for, and also, isn't it shady that people could be selling tickets on StubHub before the tickets go on sale? That's shady. This whole thing is shady. But anyway, the cheapest ticket that you can get right now for the Sunday night show, because she's going to be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, $387 is the cheapest ticket that you can get. And it's all the way in the upper deck, God knows where, which is fine. But I mean, $387, not counting any of the fees. So you've got a family of 5 wants to go to the show. It's $2,000. So It's ridiculous. Now, I don't even know how much the tickets are going to be through Ticketmaster, but I'll tell you what I did, and I'm not sure if you're still going to have a chance to do this, but you can register to be a verified fan. So this is something that some artists do, and she does to try to make sure that some actual fans get the tickets. So we had to sign up ahead of time, and I think that date has passed, but you had to sign up ahead of time, give your name, and I don't even know what information I had to give to prove that I wasn't like a scalper or whatever. But if you're approved, then you get a text. Like I'm expecting to get a text tonight with a code that will allow me to log in at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning and buy tickets. Again, I have no idea how much these tickets are going to cost. I don't know how many they're going to let me buy, but you know, I'm kind of buying for my family and for the girls' friends that want to come. You know, they'll reimburse us, but this is like the biggest deal. So it's exciting. And I may or may not go. I don't know. It depends who else wants to go. I guess if another mom wants to go, you know, I might give up my seat or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting, but it's frustrating. I haven't been to a concert in a long time. I mean, look, I've seen so many shows. I mean, you know, all my stuff. You know, I mean, I've seen Poison 3 times, and I've seen Cinderella 2 or 3 times, and I've seen Motley Crue, and you know, my guys in Tesla, I've seen them 3 times, and Leonard Skinner. I saw Jimmy Page and Robert Plant when they went on tour, and I've seen Eric Clapton, and you know, just a million shows. I've been to a zillion shows. I'm retired from shows. I don't really want to go to concerts anymore. Van Halen, I'm just not interested. Kiss, I've seen 2 or 3 times. But I would probably go to this show mostly just for like family bonding and stuff, because, you know, we've always listened to Taylor Swift since the girls were little, you know, and so then they grow up and it's just kind of a fun thing, but we'll see. So I'll have to give you guys a report later, maybe next week, about, you know, how much these darn tickets cost, because if you don't get them when they first go on sale, then you've got to go to StubHub or Vivid Seats or SeatGeek or one of these places and pay 2 or 3 times the cost, which means I'm definitely not going then. I'm not paying $300 to see Taylor Swift. I paid $150 to see Van Halen back around 2008 or something like that, 2010 ish. And you know, as much as I love Eddie Van Halen, it was not worth it. Not worth it. So anyway, drive carefully in the rain and everything today. Wish me luck on the Taylor Swift tickets. Leave me a message here. Put down in the comments if you are going to be going to one of the 3 Taylor shows, and let me know if you managed to get tickets as well. I'll check back and see what y'all have to say. So that'll do it for today's Mondays with Mike. Thanks for hanging with me here for sort of an abbreviated edition, because like I said, I'm crazy busy. In 20 minutes, I have to go record my hit for Fox Weather, and then I have to do the noon show. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've got morning, noon, computer training. It just, oh. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get some sleep. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.